this world we live in, I guess you can say, people have become so fucking sensitive.
Yep.
They become so sensitive to where, oh, hey, this person's this color, that doesn't go with the story, or this, and that. I was like, no, maybe it's not just about that. Tell a good story, and I don't care if it's a woman or a man, or if he's white or black. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Give me a good story.
Now this is Podgazing.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Podgazer podcast. I'm your host, Star Wars Gazer. I'm joined by my buddy over here, Mr. Bryant Collectibles. How are you today, sir?
Dude, I'm doing good. We've been trying to plan this for a while, bro.
Been a minute.
My behalf, it's been busy with work, but
Yeah,
dude, I'm happy to be here. I took the day off for this, so I was like, let's do this.
I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while, and I get it. I
yeah,
get work. It's crazy busy.
yeah,
Like I was in a season two where my schedule, the where I worked, I was just kind of used all over the place. And like, hey,
right.
if you need to go here, and I was like, all right. So
It's always last minute, and then my apologies. I mean, last
collectibles. How are you today, sir?
dude, I'm doing good. We've been trying to plan this for a while, bro.
Been a minute.
My behalf, it's been busy with work, but
Yeah.
dude, I'm happy to be here. I took the day off for this, so I was like, let's do this.
I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while, and I get it. I
yeah,
get work, it's crazy busy.
yeah,
Like, I was in a season 2 where my schedule, the where I worked, I was just kind of used all over the place and like, "Hey,
right.
if you need to go here." And I was like, "Alright." So,
It's always last minute, and then my apologies. I mean, last time too, I was like, hey, got stuck with work, bro. I'm sorry,
you're
but
good.
hey, we're here now.
We're here now. We're here now.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, for those who might not know, where people can find you and kinda like, you run that Instagram handle and stuff, kinda what you do and what your main thing is.
So anyone can find me at Brian underscore collectibles on Instagram. I do a lot of TikTok. I don't know my handle quite off the top of my head, but
All
I'll
good.
post it on my Instagram. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm from California, uh, 31 years old. I work in the film industry, and as you can see behind me, I collect nothing but master replicas, brother.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. And we'll definitely get into it because we were talking a little bit before the recording here, and I'm
right.
super stoked to get into it. So,
Yeah.
I got 3 questions that I typically like to ask people to kind of break the ice, get into things. First, what is your favorite Star Wars movie and why?
Favorite Star Wars movie and why? That's in back of the fence for me.
Okay.
Well, because I kind of saw episode one, two, and three at the theater, thankfully.
Okay. Yes.
But episode three, bro. Episode three. It just ties everything together. At least for me, it ties one to six.
Yeah.
And just seeing Anakin evolved and go into Darth Vader, just the rise and fall of Anakin. It's just a beautiful story to me, bro.
It is. It is
Yeah,
a beautiful and sad at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah. It is.
Yeah, good story. For me, my favorite's always been the Empire. I'm a big Empire guy, so
Dude,
but
that's
Revenge of
amazing.
the Sith is a close second for me. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like 1A, 1B.
Empire is really, really good, man.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
it's amazing.
it is. What is your, favorite Star Wars character, or who is your favorite Star Wars character?
You know, that's again that's between either Obi-Wan or Anakin. And I would some days it's Anakin, some days it's Obi-Wan.
I get
You
it.
know what I mean? You know what I
Yep.
mean? So, but the one I grew up with was Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Seeing him when I was a kid in the Phantom Menace when he cuts Darth Maul in half and just going really fast while he was fighting Darth Maul. So
That was sick.
it's in between both of those two. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you because for me it's between Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. Those are my two favorite. And so some days it's Boba Fett, some days it's Obi-Wan, you know?
I have
So
I have a long sleeve, but I'll show you next time. I'll have all Boba Fett right here. Yeah,
oh, that's
yeah,
sweet.
yeah,
I
dude.
love it. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Hmm.
Yeah, Boba Fett for me, because Empire is my favorite, and there's a lot of Boba in there, and I always remember looking at Boba going, "Dude, that guy is so freaking cool."
Funny how he only had like what was it, like 5 minutes of screen time throughout his
Yeah,
whole role, but
yeah,
he just became such a phenomenon without even really little bit of dialogue.
yeah. Which tells you how good that actor was to put
Oh yeah.
to make him seem that badass.
Oh yeah,
Like,
bro. Definitely, bro.
yeah, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what is your third question? What is your favorite Star Wars show?
Ah, it's kind of hard, man. It's not hard. It's not hard. I'm just, you know. I
So
would
many
say
good
Mando.
ones.
Yeah, yeah. I would say Mando season one and
Okay,
two.
okay,
Because it was during a time where none of us were able to go out and we had no choice but to stay home and watch shows, and it kind of introduced something new to the franchise, and it
yeah,
was it was for me, it was fresh, it was welcoming. To me, it was good, man. I
right,
love maybe season one of Mandalorian. Yeah,
yeah. What was your reaction to the end of season 2 there?
when Luke
When
comes back.
when Luke shows up again? Yeah.
I'm one of those millennials that probably cried,
Heck yeah, dude.
or got emotional. Yeah, it was the way that was brought in. It was dude, I literally got up from my seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I feel you. I feel you. I was down here watching on my computer. I was actually watching like Star Wars Theory did those watch parties, and I'm
Right.
sitting here watching it with him, and all of a sudden, like I got up and I started jumping and I was screaming, and my wife came running down. She's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "They brought Luke back," like,
Yeah, yeah. That's good,
uh,
man. No, yeah, it was such a emotional yet exciting, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Love that. Love that scene.
I love that. There's so many
Hmm.
good scenes, but
Oh
that
yeah,
one
bro.
specifically, just chef's
Oh
kiss
yeah.
on that. So you're in the film industry. What do you kind of do in the film industry? And I know you worked on a few Star Wars projects, right, in the past?
Yes, I have. So
Okay.
I bring in sets, move sets, help out with the production, mainly
Okay.
focus on sets.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I mean, not just Star Wars, but I mean, I got to work on a whole bunch of stuff, and
Okay.
I'm currently working on a show that's gonna come out next year. But I mean, dude, what I tell people all the time, what you guys see on the screen, it's amazing. It's good storytelling, but what goes behind the scenes with the cast and crew, it's like stuff that only just lives in here rent free.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I'll give you like a quick little story. This
Yeah.
happened 2 days ago, not Star Wars related, but
Okay.
you're gonna be like, whoa.
This is still
So,
cool.
yeah, yeah, they're serving. It's like about 100 of us on the set, and one of the main uh talent comes out, and he's making line, and one of my buddies like, hey, that's tell him he could skip the line. Tell him he could skip the line, or have his PA come and grab it. So I tell him like, hey sir, you could cut us, right? Like you don't have to wait in line for us. Like, no, 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 no. You guys are the ones working. You guys are the ones that need the food. You guys are the ones making all this happen. And that was Keanu Reeves, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I've
That
heard so
yeah,
many cool stories about Keanu that he is such a down to earth guy. He is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Like, I've heard so many good stories about him.
bro. I was in shock because he was next to me, but in a way I was just like, damn, what a genuine person. Like he's gonna wait. He
Yeah.
said, grab
Yeah.
your food. You guys are the ones on set. You guys are the ones busting your ass. Like, no, I'll wait. I was like, oh,
That's cool.
dude.
That's
So
John
yeah,
freaking Wick, man.
yeah, yeah. Crazy. Yeah, bro. I
That's
mean,
dope.
and the stories just go on and on, man. We could get
Yeah.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Like, what are some like working on some of these different movies? You said not just Star Wars, obviously. Like, what are some of your favorite moments working on some of these sets, man? Like, because
I mean,
there's got to be a lot of awesome moments, right? But there might be a few that stand out to you.
I mean, working on Shrinking with Harrison Ford, man, getting to see him like every other day.
Yeah.
I know for some people it's like, oh, it's Harrison Ford, but to me, I just picture Han Solo, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then so what he does, I mean, I was telling my buddy Gabe from Star Wars Replicas, I was like, it's different when he's in public and he's getting bombarded by people,
Yeah.
and it's kind of overwhelming. But he's so different when he's on set. He's riding a bike, he's driving a golf cart, he's talking to people. He comes, he parks right next to us. And then I told him, I was like, hey, sir, I was like, I noticed you're driving a golf cart, but if you don't mind me asking, I'm like, where do you park the Millennium Falcon at? You know,
Yeah.
Dude's such a nice guy. He just starts cracking up, he starts laughing and telling us like how thankful he is. But yeah, man, I mean, just stories like that just wish I could record and wish I could show it, but sometimes it's just living in the moment, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
cool to hear stories like that, especially like people like Harrison Ford, right? Because, I have heard stories, the older he's gotten, the more grumpy he's gotten, right? And you get this public persona of
yeah.
him that he's this grumpy old man now. Um,
But again, I go back to saying it's like if you catch him on the street, well, one, you have to think about his age, right?
right.
Two, he's getting bombarded, and three, there's cameras flashing. Like
All the time.
compared to him being on his own, riding around, you
Yeah.
know, just hanging around, dude. Another
Yeah.
guy I can bring up. I wasn't working on his production, but my manager sends me to the main lot. He's like, hey, can you go get the talent? He's here. Like, here's my golf cart. Go get him. He needs to come to stage now. I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm driving the golf cart. I get to the front of the gate and I tell the guard, I was like, hey, there's a talent here that I'm gonna pick up for such and such production. Oh yeah, the man standing right there. Fucking Steven Spielberg, bro.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
you were
freaking
like, well, I
I'm
bet I
driving.
would have been shaking, man.
I'm driving the golf cart. My man is right next to me, bro.
Woo.
I just told him how thankful I was for his work, and he changed the industry alongside of George Lucas.
He did.
He
Yeah.
did. Him, George Lucas, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Those guys to me are like top of the pyramid, bro.
Mount Rushmore of
Yeah,
directors. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Dude, that is wild, man.
yeah. And just the
Um,
list goes on and on. I don't want to bore you, but
dude, you're not
yeah, man.
boring me. Like this stuff
Yeah,
is I love this stuff. And this is what the
yeah,
podcast is for. I love hearing these stories.
yeah.
Um, it's so cool. And not everyone you talk to, right? Like gets to work with these talents and these and like behind the
No,
scenes of this stuff. So it's so
no, not at all.
cool to get your perspective.
Yeah, like have you seen the show Shrinking? It's
I have
Harrison
not.
Ford, and then I forgot the other guys. There's two guys. There's Harrison Ford and then the other guy. Well, I saw him. He was walking his little Pomeranian around the studio. Dude, just people just casually walking and just dressed up on set, just hanging out. You got Justin Timberlake here. You got Harrison Ford here. You got The Rock back there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dang.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, it's
cool.
cool, man.
So have you gotten to meet, like you said, you met Harrison Ford. I know you posted on your story a while back, you met Darth Maul, Ray Park. You've met
That,
Natalie.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
any other cool Star Wars people you've
So,
met?
so I mean, a lot of people didn't like her show, but I started in the industry working on the Ellen show, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I started, and from there I just opened doors after we wrapped.
Yeah.
Right there, I got to meet Carrie Fisher. Yeah,
Who?
when I think she came in she was promoting I think Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was in the middle of not the middle of the street, but the sidewalk handing out tickets to everybody. Such a sweet lady, bro. She was so down to earth, and talking to us, signing autographs, signing books, signing figures, whatever it is that you brought her. She was, dude, an angel, man.
That's so cool. And I've heard
Yeah,
like she was such a nice person and that she was a firecracker. Like she was fun to be around, you know? Like
she'll throw a lot
um
of f-bombs. I'll tell you that.
yeah, and I heard from the other day we announced Roger Christian will be with
I saw that.
Star Wars Theory at ICCC,
I
and he
saw
was
that.
talking about that line in the Phantom Menace where he says, "Naked? What do you mean naked? My parts are showing." You know, when you first meet 3PO, Carrie Fisher
Yeah,
came up with that. I was
yeah.
like, I had no idea, man. Like this gal is secretly a comedian behind closed doors. You know, like
I heard that. Yeah, but she'll throw a lot of f-bombs in the back. Like while she was getting briefed, she was. I guess when they're like in a place where they can be themselves, it's like the best thing ever, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
I'm grateful and honored I got to meet her, and a whole bunch of people. Um, Mark Hamill when he came into to the animation department, because I know some buddies from the animation department,
Okay.
that worked on the Batman animated series,
Oh, sick.
and I didn't want to bother him due to the fact that he was there because of the voice actor from Batman that passed away.
Yeah, Kevin
So
Conroy. Yeah.
just seeing him there, it's just like I know why he's here, but to me, I was like, oh shit, that's Luke
That's Luke.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy, dude. Like, man, have you worked on any of that? Like there's that new Batman animation that came out on Amazon. Did
Dude,
you
all my buddies. God, I wish I had a sticker to show you. All my buddies worked on it.
Oh, that's dope because that was a
All
sick
of them. All
animation,
of them.
new
Yeah,
animation. I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. They're can't tell you completely, but they're bringing out something else. Yeah, soon.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Because I know they're working on season 2 as well, aren't they?
That and something else. Yes.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I really
yeah,
can't
yeah,
wait. That's
yeah,
dope.
man. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So many cool. Have you met so we both talked, we both love Obi-Wan. Have you met Ewan yet? Has he been around?
Well, I was few stories. So with Ewan, I was working on him like full production on a movie called Doctor Sleep.
Okay.
So wasn't a big fan of it, but
Yeah, yeah.
dude, he's such a nice guy, man. Comes, greets you, has some food with you, chats it up, wants to know how you're doing, wants to know what department you work for.
That's
And
so
another
cool.
time, I got to meet him over at his ceremony at the Walk of Fame in Hollywood.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, I was able to capture not one but two autographs, and I, you know, I
Yeah.
gave back to the community and I gave one away.
Yes,
I'll
I
probably give
remember
I'll,
that.
yeah, I'll probably give the other one away. It's somewhere here, and we'll work something out, bro. I'll probably give it away on
Yeah.
the channel.
Oh, sick. That'd be
Yeah,
dope.
yeah,
I
yeah, bro.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course.
I remember seeing your stories about that. Dude, how cool is that Hayden came back and everything for that? Like that was so cool.
Oh man, dude, it's to me, it's like just like you, or like we grew up with these people.
Yeah,
They didn't get the love that they were supposed to, or well,
should
while we
have.
were growing up, or should have
Yeah.
gotten. But now that we're older, and now that social media is so strong, it's like, man, like these guys deserve every ounce of love.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Dude,
for
to
sure.
me, it's like back in the day when we were growing up, we didn't have Comic Cons. I mean, well, eh, LA San Diego Comic Con, but we didn't have like celebration back in the day, right? It
Right.
was barely like starting it during like
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith era,
Conventions,
right?
yeah, conventions weren't like a renowned thing like
No,
they are
no,
now.
yeah. And so now the fact that we get a chance to meet these guys, and just have a little interaction with them, dude, it's like even though I see them at the studio time to time, it's like they're working at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But to
Yep.
have an interaction with them, even if it's for like 10, 15 seconds, dude, it's just like, holy
That's
shit,
dope.
that's something that I grew up with, and it's something that I would never get over, man. Meeting Hayden.
That's
Yeah,
That's
dude.
so cool. That's so cool. Like you're talking about with you and like I remember Roger Christian saying that like every day he would walk in and be like, I get to work on effing Star Wars, like he's just like so excited, like a little kid like we are. So
I can only imagine what it was like working on those productions back in the day.
oh yeah.
Because I have a buddy that I worked with on the latest Mortal Kombat movie, I think came out like in
Okay.
2020,
Yeah.
wasn't the greatest, but I saw his name on the call sheet. I was like, dude, I know who you are. Give me a second. And he was a special effects guy, so he was doing like ice cannons for Sub-Zero in that movie. And I was,
Okay.
moving sets and doing stuff around. I was like, I know who you are. Just give me a second, sir. And then I come back to him. I was like, hey, you're Thomas, right? You're the guy who made the lightsabers on episode 2 and 3. That's me, man. That's me.
That's so
Dude,
cool.
now I'm good friends with him. I'm good friends with his son. We exchange text messages. We hang out, dude. I was like, dude, this is the guy that was, the guy on car with the car on wheels making
Yeah.
lightsabers for you. And I was like, this is the guy.
That
And
is
it's
so flipping cool.
and it's so crazy because I was telling my coworker yesterday, I was like, it sucks that these guys don't get the credit that they deserve,
Right. Yeah.
because everyone looks at the big screen and sees what happens, but no one really sees the man hours that go behind it.
Yeah. There's so much more. Like I was talking to Roger Christian when I interviewed him personally. Like there's so much more than just to rolling the cameras. There's so much behind the scenes that people don't think about.
Bro, you're talking about 10, 15-hour days. You
Yeah.
have people running cables, grabbing cards, grabbing plants. Dude, it's such an amazing thing because when I was working on a piece of the Mando movie, right?
Yeah.
And then I just met up with some guys last night. I was like, hey, I haven't seen you since this production. I'm like, what have you done ever since? Like, oh, I worked on Skeleton Crew. I did the visual effects on Doctor Strange. I worked on Agatha,
Sick.
and then some other guy came. He's like, oh yeah, dude, I haven't seen you guys in a while. Like, I was the guy putting plants all over in the background. I was just like, damn, the man power that it takes to bring a movie to life.
Yes. That's
Yeah, bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool. So as like a set not set designer, but like set decorator helper, how did you get into the industry? Like I'm really curious as to your story and how you end up getting involved in
You want
that.
me to give you the honest truth?
Yes.
I asked to be a janitor on the Ellen Show.
Wow.
I had no experience. This is
Wow.
this is this is over like 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago.
Okay.
And got a job as a PA instead of a janitor.
Dang.
And that show was popping back in the day.
Yeah.
Talent coming in, this, that. Dude, I got to work with so many people from there. I got to meet the people that would put up the rigs, the people that put up the stage, the guys that were, grips, moving all that stuff. And yeah, dude, I just, you know, worked my way and found my way to a different department. And, the rest is history, bro. From there, from, we work on a movie, take a movie like King Richard with Will Smith that we worked on. We wrapped that. And then we immediately hopped over to Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Dude, that's sweet. Which by the way, I'm not a big fan of necessarily the second one, but I do like the first one.
The first one was good, bro.
The first one
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I same. And I'm glad I was able to work on the first one.
That's really cool. That's
Oh
really
yeah,
cool.
bro. Mm-hmm.
Um
Yeah,
Man.
brother.
So what are some of the movies? Obviously, you've worked on a lot of Star Wars stuff, but what are some of the other movies that you've worked on? I'm curious to.
It's funny. I was telling. I think we didn't capture this on Sith Talk with Tony, but worked on the Batman with Robert Pattinson, right?
Bro, I love that movie. Oh man, yes.
Dude, mhm. I'll be. I saw that movie about 30 times before it got released. You're like, what the fuck? Why 30? Right? So I
Yeah.
saw it when it was 4 hours. Then I saw it when it was 3 hours and 45 minutes. Then I saw it when it was 3 hours and 30 minutes, and then 3 hours to 20 minutes, and then it got down to 3 hours.
Dang. Was it
Yeah,
cooler
dude.
with the 4-hour cut?
Um, there
Or
was
is
a
it
lot
pretty
of
good?
there was a lot of longer scenes than what it should have been,
Okay.
but I think Matt Reeves did a phenomenal job, bro.
Oh, Matt Reeves is so good. And I'll say this too. With number 2, yes, his movie got pushed back, but the fact that he's doing what Disney won't do and he'll take the time to make sure I need to make sure this script is good. I need to make sure this script is consistent and it has a good ending before I even start production. Like it's not a hey, let's just figure it out in post. You know what I mean? Like, or at least
Dude,
that's what it seems like. Matt
no,
Reeves,
no,
I
no.
love.
That's 100% true because most of the crew that we worked with said the same thing. They're like, dude, this movie has to be a hit. Just how Joker was a hit and it was a fucking flop the next movie
Yeah.
because you let the studios get in there. I was like, dude,
Yes.
and that's happening. That's another topic I would like to get into. It's happening everywhere with Disney, with Marvel, Warner Brothers, Sony. Dude, it's
Yeah.
just. And I was talking to Steven Spielberg. We go back to Steven Spielberg. I was talking to him on the cart, and I was telling him how thankful I was for ET, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh man, I wish the industry was the same as it was when we started." I was like, "What do you mean, sir?" It's like, "Yeah, when ET came out, it was in theatrical for a year and a half." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Whoa.
I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, my movie was in the theater for a year and a half." He's like, "Now you release a movie within 30 days, it's in streaming."
Wild.
I was like, "That's so true." He's like, streaming has killed the industry and it's killing it slowly
Yeah.
because it's true. What a lot of people don't realize is that take a show like Big Bang Theory or Friends that
Yeah.
ran for 24 episodes. Every time those episodes play, you get residuals, right? You get
Right.
royalties, and it just the more reruns, the more you get. Now you get 5, 4, 6 episodes if you're lucky on a show, right?
Yeah.
So even he said it's like, man, the industry is slowly dying. I was like,
Wow, that's really sad. Yeah, so
yeah,
I mean, let's just get into that because I know I was having a conversation with one of my buddies earlier today, and we have a podcast. Three of us have podcasts together called Archives of the Empire, and
hmm
one of them, he's like, I don't eat everything Disney gives us, but he's more on the side of like, he can enjoy it. And for
right,
me, I told him, I'm like, here's the deal, it's like a bad relationship where
exactly.
there's someone on the one end who is treating you poorly, who's spending all of your money, is promising to do better, but isn't. And so at this point, all you expect is disappointment and that they're gonna, you know, use you for what
Right.
they want. And then, but I was like, but the thing about Disney is that's different is they don't promise to do better. They
They
just
don't.
keep force feeding you what they want you to hear, and when you complain about it, they tell you you're a racist, a homophobe, a sexist, and that
It's
you
it's
just need to eat it. And it's like, no, I don't play like that. I'm sorry.
it's so again, like I could, add on to that. It's just like this world we live in, I guess you can say, people have become so fucking sensitive.
Yep.
They become so sensitive to where, oh, hey, this person's this color, that doesn't go with the story, or this and that. I was like, no, maybe it's not just about that. Tell a good story, and I don't care if it's a woman or a man, or if he's white or black. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Give me a good story. And
Yeah.
that's the thing when it comes with Disney, is the fact that they don't create anything. They recreate a
Yes.
story that's been told already. A story like Aladdin that was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
It got remade to live action.
Right.
Same
Yeah.
thing with the Little Mermaid, and the list goes on, brother.
Snow
Like,
White coming out. Like,
yeah, like
yeah.
they don't have this anymore. They
No.
have granted this, and
Right.
they'll buy. I'll buy this. I'll buy National Geographic. I'll buy you, whatever.
Yep.
They just don't know what they're doing, and I can agree with you. And there's people that are maybe later on in the comments that are gonna chew our asses, but dude, it's the honest truth. Like, if you don't work in that aspect in that industry, like, you get to see what goes behind it, dude. And I've seen take a movie like Batwoman,
Yeah.
completely chopped, boom, didn't even make it. It was completely done, ready to go.
Yeah.
They said, no, we're not having it. We're cutting it. We don't like it. Boom, burn it. Nobody watches it. Gone,
Wow.
dude. And it happens all the time. Like when it comes to new stories, new characters, like people, they don't have good writers, or when they do have good writers, they have a lot of people putting their hands where they're not supposed to,
Yes.
you know.
Yep.
And then that's
Let
how
them
those
cook.
studios, exactly, that's how they have I mean, that's when the executives and the major studios and corporations just get into where they're not supposed to. Like, hey, you know what? You made a good Batman, but what if we do this again? And I told that to my buddy. I was like, well, how many Batmans have we seen come and go? You get me? I worked on
Yep.
Aquaman. I worked on Aquaman. The final scene for Aquaman, I remember this. Final scene for Aquaman. Hey, Brian, you're gonna have a Henry Cavill come your way. Can you escort him to stage 31? Sure, fuck it. Boom, boom. He's suited up. He's everything. Did his scene? Didn't even come out in the movie.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, it happens a lot, but it's just people don't see this or realize it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
that's the thing too. I mean, that for me, that's the problem with like the sequel trilogy is
Yeah,
you didn't have one director where you just like, hey, you cook. Like, yes, you want people who are there who maybe just help make sure that lore stays intact. But
yeah,
other than that, like, let the dude cook. Like,
yeah.
but they don't, right? So you have J.J. Abrams make a Force Awakens, which I thought was all right. Wasn't the greatest, but I thought it was all right. I was like, that's
Me
an
too,
okay
because
start.
because it was something new, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
remember I went to go see it, and it was so powerful when Kylo Ren just stops the bullet coming fast. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I was like,
Yes.
this is cool.
Yeah.
But then after that, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I didn't see the is it 8, 9? I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say you be glad you didn't because like all it was JJ Abrams, they made a decent first one and then you had Ryan Johnson come in and like I got lost in the first 30 seconds of that movie, right? Especially like I think about it now. I've had the chance like I said to interview Roger Christian, right? The
right.
gentleman who created the original lightsaber. And you
Yes,
think
sir.
about that lightsaber, there is so much history and there's so
Yeah,
much lore built into that saber. So for
yeah.
him in the first 30 seconds of that movie, for Luke to look at that lightsaber and toss it over his shoulder, I'm like, that is an exact representation of what Disney is doing with Star Wars right now. They're taking
It's like
everything and throwing it over their shoulder.
it's like a slap in the face.
Yes, 100%. And I was
It's like a
done the
slap in
rest
the
of the
face.
movie.
Yeah. No, and it's 100% true. And then I don't want to get into more shit, but like they're over here, with the lightsaber stabbing fucking Jedi's in there. All of a sudden they don't die.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, what happened?
It's
I'm
just-
like, what happened to fucking Qui-Gon Jinn?
exactly. Yeah.
I was like,
Like that meme on Instagram is so true. That one where it's like the guy who's got like the AI'd face over him of Qui-Gon and he keeps
yeah,
watching. And he's like, hey, like,
like where the fuck am I at?
right.
No, bro.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's just they don't. They're at a point to where they don't. They just they lost it completely, bro. I mean, personally,
Yeah.
you know what I
Same.
mean. And I know guys that have worked on the majority of these shows. We had high expectations to Kenobi. No offense, but they made Obi-Wan look like like a
Yeah.
bitch. You get me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
They made it
Yeah.
more of a story of a little girl with a different character. I was like, what the hell? I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, we've waited years for this.
Yeah.
You and McGregor waited years for this, and he couldn't say anything. And that's how
Yeah.
you're gonna do him?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing too, especially when you listen to like Theory's interview with Stuart Beatty and you
Uh-huh.
hear his original script.
I
You
I
gotta,
I did hear that. I need to watch that video.
dude,
Yeah.
it's a shame, man. Like they took
And
bits and pieces and threw the rest out. It was like, what are you
and,
doing?
and you'd be surprised, like I was having a conversation with these guys last night. You'd be surprised how many people actually agree with yourself, with theory, with what most of us have to say. Granted, yeah, we work in it, but and I'll tell you this, the guy I was talking to last night, I was like, hey dude, I was like, Steve, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, visual effects. He's like, yeah, yeah. Oh, Brian, what's up? How's it going? I was like, hey, how was Skeleton Crew? Like, I haven't seen it, bro. But he worked on it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. He's like, I just don't care. He's like, to me, Star Wars died 2012. I was like, damn.
Oh shoot.
But
Yeah.
he,
I
I
mean,
mean,
can't
granted,
disagree.
yeah,
Dude, that's just
yeah, man.
it's so sad, man. And
And
they
then,
have
and then, yeah, yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but then we go back to like, I know we live in a different time, but dude, marketing, the way these movies were marketed back in the day. Granted, we didn't have cell phones or iPads or
yeah.
internet, but the way they push these movies, even from the 70s, to Revenge of the Sith. Like the
Yeah.
way marketing was, it was on cups, it was on Burger King, it was on Pizza Hut, it
Yeah.
was
It was
this, it was that.
everywhere.
It was everywhere, everywhere. It was just a different time.
It was
It was
100%.
just a different time. Like, and I'm so happy I got to witness that because it made me more appreciative of the stuff that I have, the stuff that I collect, the stuff that I grew up with, the Star Wars that I grew up with, which is episode 1 through 6. And it's just, to me, I also feel like it's destroyed. I was in Target the other day and I go to the toy alley, fucking toy shop for Star Wars this big, bro.
Jeez.
I was like, what's going on?
That's so sad. And then to hear like Kathleen Kennedy, right? We have
Yeah,
no source material. You're like, are you flipping kidding me? Like,
yeah.
I'll be honest, if you adapted the Heir to the Empire series into film and kept most of what they have, you'd be
Yeah.
printing money. Do you not realize this? Like, if you use this actual source material that you have, you'd be able to print money, guys. Like, hello, I don't
I
understand the disconnect sometimes.
not I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, it's Lucasfilm's say, but then once Disney gets their hand on it, bro, it's just like, well, what do we want? What do we think the fans would like? Like, is it that we can give them? It's just like
Yeah.
they get the most uneducated executives to do your final decision. You get me? And
Yes.
trust me,
Yes.
bro, I've seen executives come and go, and
Yeah.
a lot of them that they don't mention, but dude, they just, hey, we don't like you. Poop. Have a good day. Just like that.
Wow. That's
It's
wild, dude.
it's stuff that happens behind the camera that I wish people would see,
Yeah.
but
Well, that's why I love, people like Theory who's making their own fan films and stuff, right? And I think if this
yeah.
continues on, that's what we're gonna get. We're just gonna get a lot more fan films that the
Because at the end of the day, he's a fan of this.
right,
He's a fan of what George created.
right,
He's not, how do I come off and not sounding like a jackass, but he's not like any other content creator that, oh shit, you know what? I want to get a ticket to the red carpet. Maybe if I
right.
do this, I'll get invited by Disney and I'll kiss their ass. No, dude, he sticks to what he believes in. And to me, dude, it's that my respects to that guy because he,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he's a fan and he basically created fan films that it's what's supposed to be.
Yes. I
Yeah, bro.
agree. Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's why I have respect for him too. Like I'm on the same boat with him. Not that I'm anyone special because I'm not, but like I don't give a crap about getting a free movie ticket. Right? Like
Trust me,
I
it's
don't
not that
care.
great.
Right. But
Yeah.
I just don't care. Like I'd rather I want to talk about the Star Wars that we all know and love and that
Yeah.
most of us want and miss.
And it's funny because even with Harrison Ford, bro, like I don't think he wants anything to do with it anymore.
Mm-mm.
You know why I tell you? Because the other day, his people are like, hey, yeah, you could grab some autographs from him. I brought like something of Star Wars, like, oh, not that today, but you got Indiana Jones, I'll sign that. You get me? I was like, cool.
Dang.
You know, it's just like they don't want to deal with it, and I get it,
Yeah.
because it's becoming more of a corporate. It's no longer George, and it's no longer people that grew up. I mean, were built in Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Because even that interview with Rick McCollum, he's all like, I left 2012. The minute George sold it, he's like gone.
Yeah. Smart
You get
man.
me? Yeah, dude. It's just, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not looking good. But
No.
I'm not gonna say I'm praying for these next shows and movie, but I think I'm gonna, if
Yeah.
I'm stuck watching Clone Wars or episode 4 or 5 or 6, and that's all I can get, that's what I'm gonna keep watching.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. I hope it's good. Obviously, I know we talked about this. You can't talk about anything you're working on. Totally cool.
I'm
But I
working on
like
Ahsoka. No, just kidding. But yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
with the rumors that we've heard about Ewan McGregor and all this stuff, like and the way they ended season 1 with Thrawn and stuff like that, I'm
yeah,
hoping they're moving towards an Heir to the Empire and we get these flashback scenes and it's at least reminiscent of what we love. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
at least.
definitely. I think when it comes to Ewan, I think he deserves another go at it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100% because again, like the storyline that other people have told me and people that worked on it like completely, damn, this is wasn't what was supposed to be on the script,
No.
but they changed it and then, maybe it could be the writers, it could be the directors, but at the end of the day, I always come after the studios, bro,
Yeah, absolutely.
because that's what they do, and it sucks because like I said earlier, I was like, it felt like Ewan was just quiet for like 5 6 years and he couldn't say anything, not already knowing that he was possibly going to come back.
Right.
But then he does come back after 6 years and you finally made him say something that he's going to come back, and then that's how you do him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah,
How
the
does he?
only
How? Yeah.
I was gonna say the only part of that whole show that I actually somewhat enjoyed, it was very emotional, was that part where he cuts off the mask,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're having that moment. Like I was like, that's cool. Like
Oh yeah.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
other than
That
that, I was like,
I think that and the flashbacks, the little flashbacks that we got,
yeah,
that was pretty cool. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
seeing them train, because we didn't get to see
Yes, that was cool too. I
Anakin
forgot about
train.
that.
You get me?
Yeah,
We didn't get to see him train, but I was like, oh, cool. We get to see him train, like, as
yeah,
Obi-Wan. That's so cool. But yeah, man. They dropped the ball like all the time, bro.
yeah.
Same thing with the Book of Boba Fett. I was like, bro,
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Oh,
yeah, bro.
dude. Like I said, Boba Fett, between Obi-Wan and Boba Fett, they're my favorite characters. And when we got Boba Fett, like I think the most badass Boba Fett that we got was actually in Mandalorian when he tells the Mandalorian, "I'm leaving with my armor. I don't care if you're dead." Like
Oh my
basically,
God,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? I was like, that is
yeah,
Boba, like sweet.
yeah.
And then we get to the Boba Fett show, and I'm like, all right, let's do some Boba Fett. And he's like, I want to hold hands and be respect. And I'm like, oh Lord, this is nowhere near Boba Fett. What are we doing?
I'm telling you, bro. A lot of buddies of mine that worked on it said the exact same thing, and even there, they're like, this is not the Boba Fett that I know." And these are older gentlemen, bro.
Yeah,
What the fuck is this? Like, this is, you know what? Fuck it, give me my paycheck.
yeah. 100%, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
It's
what are we
just
doing?
I know a lot of people don't like to talk down, and some people will agree with this, some people will not. But it's the honest truth. I get it. In the '70s, when episode 4, 5, and 6 came out, when they saw the prequels, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" Right? Okay,
Right.
I get that. Same thing for us millennials that grew up episode 1, 2, and 3. I at least personally got into 4, 5, and 6 a bit slowly, because to me it was like a slow buildup. I was like,
Yeah.
well, so it was a different time, but I was like, now it's just like, dude, they're just bringing out shit every other time, and I was like, dude, it's one show. If it's not this show, it's the next show, and I was like, dude, they're dropping the ball. I think the best thing that came out of Disney personally was Rogue One.
Yes. Rogue One was really good. I
Yeah.
actually did enjoy the Star Wars
Mhm.
story too. I think that one was kind of underrated.
I haven't seen that
Um,
one.
that one's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to give
It's
it a
not the
go.
best in the world, but it's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I agree with you. Rogue One was great.
Oh, dude,
Um,
it's beautiful.
there's only one thing I think I might change in Rogue One, and it's a small tweak, and it's a personal preference of mine, but it's like it's whatever,
Yeah, I
like
mean, you'll live with it.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
But we got a good story. And like someone tried to bring up to me the other day, they're like, yeah, well, you hate on the sequels, but like the prequels were hated on too. I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on. First of all, yes, that is true. I will give
Yeah,
you that. But the difference is that 1, 2, and 3, when you go back and watch them, they actually make sense and they
yeah,
actually are consistent to George's story because they were
yeah,
made by George. The
yeah.
difference is that the sequels, when you go back to rewatch them, no matter how many times you watch them, they don't make sense. And there's so much retcons of retcons of retcon. It's just like it's not going to be the same. I'm sorry, it's
And,
just not.
and and a lot of people are not willing to admit that.
Right.
A lot of people, and trust me, dude, I know a lot that
Yeah.
I was like, dude, deep down, I know that's not how you feel about Star Wars. Maybe you're just trying to get a ticket in somewhere. I get it.
Right.
You get me? But
Yeah.
if that's what you're aiming for, then by all means do it. But yeah, dude, I sort of lost interest, not because I work in those shows and have worked on those shows, but to me at the end of the day, it's just like fuck, dude.
Yeah.
The imagination and the stories got lost somewhere.
They did.
And granted, it's like same thing when you sell a product or when you sell a company and you get it renamed by somebody else. Granted, shit's gonna change,
Yep.
but you would think Disney would do a good job, since they're the biggest thing out there.
Yeah. And like even that interview with George had with Kathleen Kennedy before she made her retarded statement, like, hey, we have, comics, we have EU books, we have, so many things that you can help yourself with and, work with and stuff. And then to turn around and trash it, I was like, all right,
From
well,
from I remember, I think was it an interview that I saw that George, he was like, "Oh well, I don't know if I have 10 more years in me." I was like, "Dude, imagine if he would have just stuck for 10 more years and maybe sell it now. If we
yeah,
would have gotten more stories like that underworld stuff that he was saying and
yes,
stuff like
yeah,
that." I was just like, "Dude, like maybe Disney wouldn't have bought it,
yeah.
and
And I
maybe
didn't
it,
realize like you brought up to the point for those of you watching, like that whole Rick McCollum story. I know it's been big lately, but apparently it came out last year, right?
yeah, last summer,
Yeah. I didn't know that. I had no
yeah,
idea that that was out there until
yeah,
the stories kind of started resurfacing a little bit
yeah,
ago. So,
yeah," and I was just like, "Dude, what would have been?"
yeah.
If he would have just done it, like dude, he financed the whole franchise.
Yes, he did.
I was like, I get it, like 40 million an episode, I think is what he said, right?
Yep.
But I think he could have done it.
I think he could have done it, and it would have put Star Wars in such a better spot, because you could have kept making those little animations, like which are great. Some of them are great, but like, hey kids, here's your animation Star Wars, right? Like this is how you keep up with Star Wars, and then to have, like Rick McCollum said, the underworld was supposed to be violent and sexy and all these other things. Like it would have been a sweet adult Star Wars show.
Dude,
And
just imagine how that would have gone.
yeah,
Imagine, I mean, and yeah, because see, I think it was the same interview with Kathleen Kennedy's like, I don't know if I have 10 more years.
yeah,
I don't know, like the odds get less, and he's right, they do.
yep,
Right? But I was like, dude, he's 80 now. I was like, he sold it when he was like 70. I was like, dude, imagine if he
yeah,
would just kept it. But I mean, I get it. The man, the man's making a museum out of his own pocket down the
right,
street. You know,
yeah. Yeah. When
so
is that supposed to open? Do you know? Have they given a date on that?
dude, that's been under construction for years. Because I drive by there every day to go to work,
Okay.
and it looks like a fucking spaceship.
That's cool.
They said, I believe next year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That'll be sweet.
that dude. I'm
I
gonna
want to
be
see a
right
lot of
there.
vlogs from you out there.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be right there, brother.
I love it. How
Yeah,
old
man.
were you? You talk about Phantom Menace being your first movie. How old were you when the Phantom Menace came out?
All right, I was born in '94. I'm 31. So what was it, like 5?
Okay. So
I'll
what?
tell you this much though. I'll tell you this. I remember this like it really happened yesterday. They were carrying me inside because I was still a fucking baby, right?
Yeah.
And I went in. I saw Darth Maul's face, dude. They told me I ran out because I
Dang.
was scared
Yeah, yeah.
because I thought he was like the devil. But now I got my guy tatted right there, bro.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. I love it.
Yeah,
So
bro.
so I was born in 94 as well. What month were you born in?
February.
February? Okay, so I was at the end of the year of 94. So,
Okay.
but we were about the same age, and that the Phantom Menace, as young as I was, that was the first movie I ever saw in theaters, period. Not just Star Wars, but period.
But isn't it weird? Even though you were that young, you still remember Burger King, Pizza
Yes.
Hut, the toys. How is it that we remember that? You get me? Like it
Right.
must have been a big impact.
Yes, it was. And I like that's why like I know sometimes the Phantom Menace out of the three prequels gets probably some of the most crap, but I'm like the prequels for me holds a special place in my heart, man. Like
Hmm.
especially the Phantom Menace. Like it
Oh yeah,
just
the pod racing,
oh
everything.
yeah. I mean, my
dude.
intro, right? Like that's
So
what I
high up
based my
there.
intro off of.
Yeah, and then it's freaking it's to me it's a work of art, man. And then
Yeah.
to see Ray Park, he's a stuntman,
Yeah.
right? Freaking got the role to be a Sith. You know, it's like, dude, that guy's such a sweet guy.
Yeah. I've heard he's really, really cool.
Oh, you haven't met him yet?
No.
Dude,
I've not met any Star Wars actors or anything yet. I've actually the ICCC this May will be my first convention.
where do you live at?
Where do I
What
live at?
state?
I'm over by Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They won't be out
No, there's not a
there.
lot out here.
You'd see him walking down the street, like, dude, like they've been catching Hayden lately in Pasadena. I was like, I'm starting to think this guy lives around here.
Dude,
Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I'll
that's
probably
cool.
swing by. I said, but yeah, dude, Phantom Menace, that such a great movie, man. And then just to going back to that when they were hugging me walking into the theater and I ran out, and then to meet the guy years later, it's just like,
Right.
the fuck was I scared
Mhm.
of?
Do you tell him I ran out of the theater because of you?
Yeah. It's funny because when well, the first time I met him at a comic shop, and just such a nice guy, really humbling, really down to earth. Second time I met him at the airport, and I
Huh.
had just gotten this tatted.
Oh, that's sick.
Dude, I was like, no way, like, look, dude, I fucking ripped off the plastic. I was like, look, dude, he was fucking awesome, bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. And
That's
then
dope.
the third time, I just recently met him at was it a Collecticon in LA?
Okay.
I was the first one in line, right? I got there. I'm an early bird, bro. And then he finally comes up, puts his bag down. I'll be back, okay? I was like, yeah. He's like, huh, I've seen you somewhere. I'll be right back. I need to go pee. Okay. Shit, what do you mean I look familiar? And then he's like, oh, come on. He's like, hey, you look really familiar. Like, what's your name? I was like, Brian. He's like, oh, that's right. You're the guy on my Instagram. I was like, yeah, that's me. Because he has me on this, I guess, on one of his posts. I was like,
That's
yeah, bro,
cool.
that's me. He's like, yeah, you also work at the studios in Burbank, right? You saw me last time riding my bike. I was like, dude, how do you remember that? I was like, yeah. I was like, do you remember seeing the man? So there was this guy dressed as the Mandalorian with Grogu
Okay.
on a skateboard, on an electric skateboard, just. I was like, I'm like, hey Ray, did you ever see the Mandalorian like going down Barham through the studios? Like, yeah, I haven't seen that guy. I hope he's all right. I hope he hasn't gotten hit. So it's just, dude, it's really sweet guy, man.
It's cool when people remember like that. And I know Tony at Star Wars Sith, he's talked about meeting Hayden. Hayden's the same way. Like he
Oh,
remembers
bro.
people, which is
It
cool.
isn't it crazy? Like you
It is.
see thousands of people a night, a day at a
Yeah.
con, and you're like, hey, I recognize you.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's
I'm
so
like,
cool.
it's
Like
crazy,
I
bro.
can't imagine like being Tony's, especially with Hayden, like, hey, you're Star Wars Sith, right? I'd be like, like I would lose all sense of any kind of like keeping it together,
Which which shows you that Tony's doing something right, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So for him to be recognized and stuff, and especially by someone like that at that caliber. But then again, it's just like he probably appreciates the fan just as much as we appreciate them, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a couple celebrations ago when he finally got the recognition he deserves
I
and like
saw that.
he started
That was that.
crying,
I think that was here in Anaheim, right?
Was that might have been in Anaheim,
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh, I'm like, dude,
You
why?
deserve
Because
it.
now because us as kids are now older,
Yeah.
and we have that voice to be like, that's our Darth Vader. That's our
Yes.
Anakin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he deserves every ounce of freaking love and
Yeah.
happiness, dude. I'm telling you,
Everyone
like,
from the prequels.
even though I would see him here at the studio for during the Ahsoka show. Dude, I fucking flew out to San Francisco. I was like, I gotta go meet him. I just have to.
Yes.
Like, I don't care if I saw him last week on set. I was like, it's different. I was like, I need to go see him. And then
Yes.
he he saw my because we get like crew jackets. So like, hey, you worked on the show. I was like, yeah, I move sets around and this and that. It's like, man, thank you. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. I was like, oh man,
That's
hell yeah,
cool.
dude. Yeah, man.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. All right.
Mhm.
So I think you posted recently that you are going to ICCC.
Mhm.
So what has that something you were thinking about for a while and just trying to put together, or what?
I've been hearing Chris from Nerd Squadron. I've been hearing Tony talk about it, Evan talk about it from Spice Runners. You
Yeah.
know, all these guys talking about it. I was like, what am I missing out on? I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, they told me like, oh, it's not your typical LA Comic Con. It's more of a fan base, and it's more of like just Star Wars fans. Just
Yeah.
meeting up. I was like, all right, you know what? That's gonna be one of the cons I go to this year. That's the one.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
super excited. Like I said, it's my first, and Tony was like, dude, I'm jealous that this one's your first because this is like
that's my first one
it's
too. Yeah,
Star Wars Celebration, but on a miniature, more intimate scale.
right, right. And that's what Tony told me. He's like, dude, if it's between Star Wars Celebration and ICC Con, he's like, they're like this. I was like, no way. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. I was like, you know what? Never been there. I was like, Let's give it a go."
Heck yeah, dude. Do you have
Yeah,
a do you have did you be able to get a room out there?
not not by the con,
Okay.
but a little bit outside of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll talk to if you want, I can talk to Star Wars Nerd. He ended up getting us a room that's I think it's like 4 to 6 people, and we only have like 3 in there right now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, and you because we're at the hotel at the
Yeah,
conference
yeah, yeah,
center.
yeah, yeah.
So
I missed the whole because they had announced it, right?
yeah.
They're like, hey, get your package to get this, get that. I was like, oh dang,
Yes.
yeah. I was a little
Yeah.
too late for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'll talk to Star Wars Nerd and see if we can get you in there or not.
Yeah, definitely, bro, dude. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah. Get you
Yeah, man.
on site with us, Tony, Ricky from Pop Bounty Collector, and
I gotta meet that guy, bro.
I
He's
do. I
really
do
cool.
too. I can't wait to meet all of you guys. Like I've been on this YouTube thing for a while now, and like to actually meet all of you guys, you, Tony, Ricky, all these battle packs, like all these guys will be sweet.
Dude, it's like and this is why I'm thankful. We live in a time where we can do this, right?
Yeah.
We get to appreciate each other's presence through a phone, through an iPad, through a computer, and we get to share this thing that we grew up with, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Back then we didn't have that. And
No.
now we could be like, hey dude, I'll see you here. Hey dude, well I'll meet you at this con. It's just like it's a good community, brother. And I'm
It is.
glad I'm, a little part of it.
Same.
Yeah, man.
Same dude. And I'm glad like I'm super excited to meet Theory because I've been following him since he started in 16. Like
The minute I meet that guy, the first thing I'm gonna talk to him is about master replicas, and I'm gonna talk shit about Disney. See what we get
yeah.
into.
Oh yeah, dude. I bet it'll be hard for him to keep his like because he's probably gonna have a line. So for him, he's gonna like, man, I want to go on a diatribe here, but like
I mean, him too, man. Like, I didn't know that guy recently saw that he collects a lot of these.
he
He's a
does.
big fan of those. But
Yes.
he goes back to saying, "This is what George Lucas. This is as close as you're gonna get." He's right.
Yeah.
I mean, like this is. I no offense to EFX, they're cool stuff. I just don't collect it. The
Yeah.
special place, like this, holds a special place in my heart. Like master replicas, brother.
Yeah.
It goes deep, because
Yeah.
it's something that I grew up with that I couldn't afford. My dad couldn't afford it back in the day.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
would run to this store in Santa Monica called Puzzle Zoo. And all the way in the back, the guy had glass cases and full of these. I'll just run back there and I'll just look. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, there's master replicas.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey dad, can you buy me one? Oh no, mijo, can't afford it, but I'll get you a little toy. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'll window shop. I window shop for 20 years.
Dang. That's
Finally got a whole
cool.
bunch, bro.
And
Yeah,
that's
man.
why I love buying Theory Saber stuff now. And to be
Yeah.
honest, I don't want to buy anyone else's, is because I know how much he loves the George Lucas Star Wars, and every single saber that he puts together with his team is authentic. You know what I mean? And
I,
like
I
now
have
that he's working with Roger Christian to come out with these origin sabers, he's got, he came out with the original origin saber. They're working on Darth Vader's origin saber now together. Like that kind of stuff. I love that stuff.
Oh yeah, bro, because it's like it's what you grew up with, right?
Yeah.
I remember when we were kids, we had those fat ass lightsabers, and then like they'll come out in pieces, right?
Yes, you had to like flick your wrist and like tung, tung,
Yeah,
tung. Yeah.
yeah, and then you'll fucking get whacked by them. It's like hard plastic, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude, but it's more like now it's more like high end kind of lights. I seen his lightsabers; they're more high end, and dude,
Yeah.
they're
They're
beautiful, man.
yeah.
Oh, look at that, yeah,
And even the sound on them is like,
yeah.
and
Oh,
you move
dude,
it, it's
yeah.
got like the move
It,
around
it,
and
it,
everything on it. It just it's
I've never owned like a lightsaber like that, but definitely going to buy one because it's actually my you probably think I'm bullshitting, but it's gonna be my first year going to Star Wars night this year over at Disneyland.
dang,
Never been,
dude. Heck
but
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna buy a theory saber because the minute I bought those tickets, I was like, I need a lightsaber because
Yeah,
at the end of the night they hold the lightsabers. I was like, I need the baddest lightsaber out there,
you
and I was
do.
like, I'm going to
Yep.
theory sabers.
Dude, you should order like I just did Obi-Wan Kenobi's from episode 3, man. It was
Yeah.
it's a Profi 36-inch blade. You can put
I
I mean whatever sound font you want on it.
I saw he has this one. Here, I'll pull up the master replicas one. I saw he has this one. That's the one I want to get.
Yes, he does. That's the Hermit. He calls that one
Yeah,
the Hermit. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
That's the one I want.
You should get that one, dude.
Yeah.
If you use code, I think it's Sith66, you'll get like 10% off your order, dude. So
Yeah, dude. That's one I'm gonna get for sure, bro. Cause man, I was like, why not? Fuck
yeah.
it.
Well, that's the other thing too, is I was gonna wait for the Obi-Wan lightsaber because I have a Obi-Wan cosplay I dress up in.
Nice.
And that's the only thing I'm missing is a legit Obi-Wan lightsaber from it. And then I was gonna get it at ICCC because I was thinking, the month of May they'll probably release Revenge of the Sith for the 20th anniversary during the month of May because that's when it originally released. It's Star Wars month.
Yeah.
Well, then they announced that they're going to release it for
And
April 25th,
right.
but it's only going to be like 4 or 5 days. And I'm like,
going all 4 or 5 days.
same. But I was
Yeah.
like, I want to dress up in my cosplay in the theater. Like everyone's going to be dressing up, but I want to look badass. So I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I got to order this now. So I ended up ordering it a couple nights ago.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Yeah, that's another thing I am dying for the re-release. And I think
Yes.
I commented on one of your things. I was like, dude, like hands down, this shit's gonna do better theatrically than any
Yes.
movie that Disney brought out.
Yes.
And if it does, that shit should be a slap in the face for Disney.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I agree with you. I think this movie's going to come out, and for the 4 or 5 days, it is going to outperform I don't think it's going to be even by a small margin. I think it's going to be by an insanely large margin. It'll outperform any Disney Star Wars movie.
Dude, 100%. And I hope that exposes more of hate and more of viewing for them to get more love. You get me? They're like,
Yes.
oh, dude, I get to relive what I lived in 2005 now as an
Yeah.
adult,
Yeah.
you know?
And now going through
yeah,
Go ahead, sorry.
most of us, not me, but a few buddies, they're like, oh, I want to take my kid
Yes.
to see it. Like now
That's
you get to experience that.
That's me too. I'm taking my
Yeah.
3 oldest that are 10, 9, and 8,
Yeah.
and like for me, it's like, especially knowing now what we're going through Star Wars wise, to be able to go back, watch it in IMAX and appreciate it even more,
Oh
to be
my
able
God.
to, oh dude, like I can't wait. It's gonna be so cool.
Give me everything, bro. Give me the popcorn buckets. Give me the cup, bro.
Yes.
Hang tight. I'm taking this, bro.
Bro, that's sick.
Yeah, man.
Is that
I'll
from
just
like
watch.
the original like
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith?
Yes,
Dude,
7-Eleven.
bro.
Yeah, and it still has the
That's
Darth
dope.
Vader cap. Yeah, bro. I'm
That's
gonna
sick.
watch it. I'm gonna AMC it.
Yes. 100% I would too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Oh,
I
dude,
don't have
yeah.
any of that Revenge of the Sith stuff, unfortunately,
man.
when it came
I,
out. I
I
wish I did.
I have one. I haven't. I literally here. Look, I'll send you one, bro. I'll send it to you by Monday.
Oh, sick, dude. Thank
Okay.
you.
And it comes with the look. This is comes with this. Never used it,
Oh,
bro.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, thank
And
you.
it's Vader.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, bro. Definitely. That way, send me a picture when you're using it in the theater.
Oh, 100% I will. I'll have that in one hand and my lightsaber in the other.
There you go, bro.
I love it, dude. That's
Mm-hmm.
so cool.
Oh yeah,
Um,
bro.
so if you don't mind, would you mind showing us some of your lightsaber collection that you have back
Oh,
there? Your
bro. This is here. Let me grab my phone, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Let me see.
I love being able to have people show off their collection, man. It's cool. Like I love
Yeah. So this is the one where I met Hayden Christensen, and
the
can you?
Tusken Slayer.
Yeah, bro. But I don't know if you can see his signature right there.
Yeah, in the red marker. Yeah,
Yeah. And I got Ray Park
yeah. That's
when
dope.
I met, you know, dude, and all of these, I guess these go for a pretty penny nowadays on eBay, don't they?
Yes, yeah, I believe
But
so.
I got all of these at under retail,
Oh dang, dude. That one's beautiful.
bro.
Man, that one's so beautiful. Oh,
Bro, it's probably one of my favorite. Okay, so I go back to that story I was telling you that um when I was a kid, I would window shop. That was the one I was window shopping for.
wow.
And now I'm thankful I have it, bro.
That's so cool to be
And
able to
then
go back
this
and do that.
this little Chewbacca, that you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay, so that is the original crew gift given to the people that worked on Revenge of the Sith.
What?
Yeah.
Dude,
So that belonged to my good friend Thomas, and it was
okay.
factory sealed, complete. I still have the box down there, everything. And he's like, take it. It's the crew gift that they gave us.
Wow. I also got to make a comment. Is that a slabbed up PS2 Revenge of the Sith game?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, that is
Yeah.
dope.
Oh yeah, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, that movie runs deep in my blood, bro.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
bro.
love every minute of that. That is so
Oh
cool.
yeah, bro. But I mean, the the one that holds a special place in my heart, it has to be the Obi-Wan episode 4, the one that I was holding earlier, because
Yes.
so the story behind, I think I told it on Sith Talk, but the story behind Master Replicas for me was when I was a kid, again, I was window shopping them, couldn't afford them. So my dad, he's like, you know what? Why don't you go work with your brother? My older brother, he had a furniture store. His
Okay.
name is Carlos. He's like, hey Brian, come with me every weekend. Every weekend I'll pay you $10. I was like, that's fine. Pay me $10, but don't give it to me because I'm gonna go buy food or go buy donuts across the street, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to do that. I was like, hold it for me until I get $100 or until I get the money that I need for a master replicas, whether if it's 300, 400, 500. I was like, whatever, just hold it on for me. So at the time we didn't have phones, so I was on a big ass computer and I was on Target.com, and then they had master replicas on sale. I was like, no fucking way. I'm like, Target has some. I told my brother, I was like, hey Carlos, they have some. How much money do I have saved up? Oh, you have $200 so far. I was like, dude, this one's $100. This one's $100. Can you order it? And then he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. He orders it. 2 weeks later, I get home with my mom. Mom was like, oh, look, there's a box right there. Look, guess the mailman just dropped it off. Dude, fucking ran. Went straight to the door. I grabbed the box. I was like, holy shit, it's here. Dude, I tear it up. Fucking miniature replica.
Oh, bro.
I thought I was getting a deal of a steal. It was a miniature ones,
Bro.
which we still have it. We have it somewhere. Yeah, we have it.
That's cool. That's cool that
Yeah,
you
so
kept it.
yeah, we kept it, and it's unopened. Maybe it was
Ooh.
unopened because I was mad
Yeah,
at the fact
right?
that it wasn't the bigger one. But so that's why that one holds a special place in my heart, and that one I won't sell. But that's where my love for this came about, bro. I mean, did have you ever held one of these?
Not a master replicas. I've only held like like Star Wars theories ones. I have Luke's
Yeah.
and stuff, but I've never held a master replicas.
I'll tell you what. I'll take the Anakin Episode 2 one to ICC Con,
Okay.
and then you'll be like, holy shit.
That's cool.
Yeah. I
That's
think
cool.
even Theory reviewed it when he got his. He even said it himself. It's heavy as shit, bro. But it's like this thin.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
that's
thin. I was like, well, that's crazy.
again, I've never held master replicas, so I don't know how heavy, but like his, like have that, they're heavy. Like they
Yeah.
actually like they're thin, but they're heavy and they have a
But you know
good
what
weight to
though?
them.
I have a strong feeling that Theory must have been like, I want something that can replicate master replicas. What can I
100%.
do?
Exactly. That's
So
what I'm thinking.
I have a strong feeling.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because this,
Again, he does things that the fans would like, and
yeah,
dude, I I can't wait to meet the guy, man. The
neither
guy
can I.
seems pretty down to earth, and yeah, bro, this is. I mean, as you can tell from the stories that we've been talking about, that all I can talk good about is episode 1 through 6, man.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you
Yeah,
on that.
we can't talk about it, but I'm currently working on Ahsoka too. Even that doesn't excite me.
That's a bummer. Yeah. I was funny. I was just watching the other day with my kids here, Empire Strikes Back, and my kids know like we don't watch like the sequels in this house. Like they're not, and they'll even say themselves when they're asked, they're like, have you seen 8 and 9? Nah, we don't watch it at our house.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's not even about talking shit about Disney or their company or
right.
their corporation. It's more the fact, like, as in, it's a shit movie.
It is.
It is,
Yep.
like, as in, you're quick to criticize George Clooney's nipples on Batman, but you're still gonna
Right.
watch it. You're gonna talk all that shit. But dude, at least it's a story.
Right.
It's whatever the storyline is.
It's
But like,
consistent.
what
Yeah.
exactly? But that, it's not that we are fucking being those guys that are bashing the new Star Wars. It's not even like that. It's more of the fact that, as in, we're the only ones that are willing to talk the truth, bro. Because some people will be like, "Oh shit, I don't want to get canceled." I'm like, "No, dude,
No.
it's the truth."
Yeah. I'm not
Even
afraid
they
to
know
speak
it.
truth, man.
Even the people in the production know that
Yeah.
it's not the greatest, because I know some guys that worked on. Actually, I know a lot of guys that worked on the Kenobi show. They called it Joshua Tree. That was the code name for that production. It's like,
Okay.
"Hey, Brian, do you want to work on Joshua Tree for a couple of days?" I was like, "Nah." I was like, "I'm
Mm,
okay." I was like,
yeah.
It's fine. I'll just watch it." He's like, "Yeah, well, you're not missing out, brother. I promise you, you're not missing out." I was like, "Damn, that's sad."
That is sad.
Yeah,
That is
bro.
sad, dude. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. Uh it's just so hard to watch anymore, man. And like you said, I'm not like this Mara Jade lightsaber that they've coming out with, right? Like, I'm excited for the possibility of what could happen if they decide to come out with a Mara Jade. But there's two things. One of the things is my friend brought up, his name's Whistling Breeze. He's on my podcast every once in a while. He's like, the thing about Disney is they don't like to use the stories, but they like to use sometimes the characters, the familiar
Yeah,
characters.
yeah,
And it looks like this person, they
yeah,
talk like this person, but the closer you get to that person, you realize, yeah, it's not this person, right? And I'm afraid that if they do use Mara Jade, that'll be what happened. Like someone asked me, like, you talked about, I don't care what your color is. I don't care what
yeah,
any of that stuff.
yeah.
There are a few characters though that like in the books, they're specifically described, right? Like Mara
Right.
Jade is a red-haired lady with
Yeah,
bright green emerald eyes.
yeah,
Okay. So I think when we get Mara Jade, we should have a lady who's got bright red hair and emerald green eyes,
right.
like
Yeah, definitely, man. And it's true. And like, we go back to what I was saying earlier. It's just like, let's recreate this. Maybe not. It's maybe not the same person, but we can take the story in a little direction and tweak it a little bit. And hey, we have the same story we told last summer,
yep.
and that's all they do, brother. Trust me,
Yes.
I see it all the time, and it happens with these shows, and it happens with these movies. That is why the industry is hurting. And I'm not just talking about Star Wars. I'm talking about movies in general.
Yeah.
You get me? And
Yeah.
it's slowly killing the industry. And
Yeah.
after the strikes, after voice actors, I'm like, dude, we need these people to create more stuff, man.
Yes.
You
That's
know?
why, like, too, and like you said, it's not just Disney. I was talking to one of my coworkers. We talk on the phone while we're working. So I'm a mailman. So I'm walking the street all day, and we talk, and
Like,
I'm like,
mhm,
the thing about movies nowadays that like doesn't it like I used to be so excited to go see movies in theaters,
yeah,
not just Star Wars, just any movie, and I'm
yeah,
not anymore because there's no original ideas. There's
nothing.
Gladiator 2. We didn't need a Gladiator 2. I'm sorry, we just didn't. Like,
No,
come up with something original for us to
we
see.
don't we
And
don't we don't we don't need another Malcolm in the Middle.
right.
We
Exactly.
don't need that. We don't need
No.
a friends reunion. We don't need
Right.
that. We don't
Right.
need stuff like that. Well, you know what the studio needs? They need money, right? So be like,
Mhm.
hey, you know what? We'll offer you this. Are you willing to make a sequel? That's the thing about studios, brother, that I keep mentioning. They don't create, they recreate.
Right.
They just tell it
Right.
supposedly. But
Yeah.
it happened like me and you are saying it's not just Disney. It's everywhere, and it's like Steven Spielberg told me it's like it's hurting the industry and it's not looking good
Yeah.
because you're right. Where where does the money come from when it comes to theatrical? It hits in the box office.
Yep.
How are you gonna put something in the box office, pull it after 30 days, and expect it not to be shit?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
it's the truth,
Um,
bro, and it happens all the time. With The Shining, Ewan McGregor made Doctor Sleep.
yeah.
It was trash.
Yeah.
You get me? It's just
Yeah.
there's nothing. And that explains why I can see now that I'm an adult. I didn't get it when I was a kid. I can see why George Lucas is like, I don't want to deal with Hollywood. I don't want to deal with them.
Yeah. I get
It makes sense.
100%. Yeah.
I 100% get that. And the same thing, like, I know we keep mentioning the guy's name. He's probably like his ears probably ringing. But the same thing with Theory. He
Yeah.
doesn't want. He can get deals, I'm sure, by
Oh
YouTube. He
yeah.
can get deals with anybody. But he's like, I don't want that. I want to create my stuff. This is funding these savers are funding my fan film. I was just like, this guy has the mentality of the way George had it.
Yes,
People,
he does.
you can hate him or love him, dude. Fuck it, dude. Like that's what we
Yeah.
need.
And to anyone watching, he's not a racist, bigot, or homophobe. I'm just telling you that
Yeah.
right now. So stop
No,
with that
yeah,
crap.
yeah, bro. Well, we'll
I've
probably get chewed up in the comments later.
Yes, we will. And it's still going. That announcement
Yeah.
that I was able to make with Michael at ICCC about Theory coming, I still get notifications of people arguing back and forth on that. I'm like, guys, the beautiful thing is it's a free country. If you don't like them, don't go.
Even if and if you do like him, if you don't like him, go. It doesn't mean you have to stop at his table.
Exactly. There's a million other things to go
There's
do.
people that like me. There's people that don't like you. There's people that you know what I mean. I mean,
Yep. Yeah.
hey, quit being a bitch about it. Have a
Yeah.
good day.
Yeah, exactly. It's a free
That's
country.
it,
Just
bro.
move
Yeah,
on, do
that's
something
it.
else.
That's it. Like, what are you gonna do? You guys didn't like some of George Lucas's movies, yet you
Yeah.
still watched it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, dude.
I think like we live in a time where it, like I told you earlier, it's so sensitive. But I like people like yourself. I like people. I like talking to people with yourself. Trust me, I don't really do this much because I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
off like I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
But I like
Which I'm
people like
okay with.
yourself. I like people like Theory because they they lay it flat, bro.
Yep.
You guys lay it fucking flat as we should, but
Yes.
some of these content creators, which names I won't mention, some of them do fan service and they
Oh yeah.
follow what the corporate, hey dude, we'll cut you a deal if you promote this. We'll cut you a
Right.
deal if you do that. We'll cut you. At the end of the day, it's just like I get it. We all
Yeah.
need to get a quick buck, and we all want to not physically work and rather get quick money.
Right.
I'm like, is that really how you feel?
Right. Exactly. And
Yeah.
for me, like, don't get me wrong, like with this YouTube channel, like I hope one day it turns into a thing that I can do full time. But like if I had to choose between being a sellout for the money or staying with 500 followers the rest of my life and being honest and truthful, I'm gonna choose the 500 followers and I'm gonna lay it flat every single time. Like,
Stick to what you love and what you believe in.
yes, exactly.
Because if you don't believe in yourself and your product and what you're selling and what you're talking about, then you're just following anybody else.
Yeah.
And that
And that's
being
the
yeah, being unoriginal is kind of like the shit people seek nowadays, and they
yes.
put up a facade of what you think shit is, but like again, is that really how you feel? Probably not.
Right. Right. And that's the
Yeah.
thing too, is I think a lot of guys, people in general, but like a lot of
Yeah.
guys, they lack a backbone, man.
Oh yeah.
Like how many people that I know that fold under pressure, you know? And I'm like, no, like this is what I believe. Like agree to disagree. Like, and I'm not gonna call you any names for it. Like
Yeah.
I get you got your opinions, but I'll agree to disagree all day long. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like people be like, oh, well, you're attacking this, you're attacking that. Like, why do you have? No, dude. It's just like this guy likes ketchup, this guy likes mustard. Big fucking deal.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, call it a
Exactly.
day,
Yeah.
bro. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, as in, do you know what I do like, bro?
What's that?
Say if you were to tell me, hey, Brian, I like to act like, I was like, well, you know what, bro? I'm sorry, but I don't. But I like you as a person. We're
Right.
still friends.
Right.
Fuck it.
Exactly.
You tell me what you like about it, and I'm like, well, you know what, bro? I didn't like the fact that they got this person, or I didn't like the choreography, or hey, I didn't like how the Matrix lady came out. I fuck it.
Right. Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But at the end of the day, I like when people disagree and agree and yet have a good day.
Right. Exactly.
That's it.
It's called having a civil discussion.
Yeah, dude, I
Right.
miss those days.
Same.
I miss
Same.
those
Where you
days. Now it's just like, oh shit, you're attacking women, you're attacking men, you're attacking the black,
yes.
you're attacking the Mexican, you're attacking
Yep.
a white guy. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Gone are the days where you can have civil discussions based on actual ideas and
Yeah,
being able to try to explain your idea in a reasonable fashion.
yeah,
Now it's if you don't agree with me, I go straight to name calling. And at
yeah.
that point, you can't have a conversation with that person anymore. It's
No, you
lost.
can't. Yeah, and that doesn't happen just with fans. That happens with corporates, higher ups, executives. You know, the whole Kathleen Kennedy and all this bullshit. I was like, dang, dude. And then I go back. I was like, well, look, you know that time when Hayden recognized theory without even him noticing, it
Yeah.
comes to show you that even a guy that big is watching your channel. He must agree
Yes.
with you at some point.
Right. Exactly.
He may not feel the same way as he used to feel about Star Wars. Matter of fact, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christian says like, oh man, I miss the old lightsabers. It's not what they used to be like. They fucking say it themselves, bro, because they
Yeah.
notice differences change. Is like, hey, you know what? We agree. Yeah, this is work. Yeah, we gotta, provide food at the table, but we don't agree with it sometimes. You get me? And it's
Right.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's okay if we don't agree. Like
yeah,
like I said, the Archives of the Empire podcast that I host
yeah,
with Star Wars Nerd and Kyber Forge. Like Kyber Forge is on the end where like some of the stuff he likes, he's a little more optimistic than Star Wars Nerd and I. And
yeah,
we were like, this is great. Like we were able to have a full conversation for like 2.5, 3 hours via text where
yeah.
we're explaining our ideas, but we're not getting mad or angry at each other. We're like, it's cool.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. Take George Lucas for example. Bring him a whole storyboard. Hey, you know what? This is great. Not for my movie, but this is great.
Yeah, yeah.
Why get butthurt over it? Fuck it, do better, or do something different. Like
Yeah.
there's times where, like I say, people you disagree with them once, and oh, bro, they'll fucking they'll bite you in the ass forever.
Oh, yes, they will. Yep.
But I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I know what I like. I know the people that I follow. I know what crew that I work with. I know, you guys, Tony, Star Wars Theory. I know a bunch of guys that may agree with us, may not. At the end of the day, we're all Star Wars fans, right? We grew up with it for a
Absolutely.
reason. And if we like something, we like something. If we don't, then what's so wrong with it? I mean,
Right.
there's stuff in Star Wars Episode 2 and 3, personally, that I didn't like Darth Vader screaming at the end. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
on Episode 3, I was like, well, maybe if you would have chopped that, I would have been a little better.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just like you may feel different, right?
Yeah.
Same
Yep.
thing. Like there's dialogue, there's this, there's that could have changed, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I still love it, bro.
I would have liked to see more of yeah, I agree with that no thing at the end there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
I mean,
it is what
there's
it
some
is.
people that probably disagree with this, but
Yeah.
yeah. I One thing I wish I would have seen more, in that film is more in the temple
Yes.
when
I want
Order
a
68
rated
was
R
happening.
4-hour version of Revenge of the Sith.
Well, yes. Well, and it's funny because I was just looking at a vlog where Theory was talking to Nick how they shortened that little the fight, when they're fighting the kids.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a bigger, like large, like life size, but George is like, oh no, this is too strong for my movie. I can show it, but maybe if I put it, you know, on the little, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. Where it's a hologram and
The
Anakin's
hologram.
got the
Yeah,
one kid by
yeah.
the neck and
And
he's
then fucking
fighting Nick
blah.
Gillard with
Yep,
the other
yep.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. But
It is.
granted, you know what I mean. You check stuff that only stories that we're hearing now as adults. You're like, man, that would have been cool.
That would have been dope.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I mean, there's stuff that I agree, disagree, and you know, I at the
Yeah.
end of the day, bro, I'm gonna love Star Wars for what it is,
Same.
and
Yep.
that's it, bro. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I like it. So,
man.
real quick, you worked on
Yeah,
the Batman with Matt Reeves, right?
yeah.
Um, are you a Batman fan? Are you pretty big?
Yes, I
Okay.
like I like you. I mean, there we go. We probably won't agree, but I like Batman Forever, right? With
Is that one with
Val
George Clooney?
Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
Val
Okay.
Kilmer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like Batman Forever with Two Face and
Yeah, yeah.
with the
Jim Carrey's
badass car.
Joker.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my favorite. I like The Dark Knight, bro. Oh, bro. I freaking seen Christian Bale not so long ago. It's like, dude,
Okay.
such an amazing guy. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I like that trilogy. And you get me.
Yeah.
That's another guy that I have mad respect for is Christopher Nolan because I was we'll go back to this. You're gonna be like, damn, dude, you're helping in one story to another. But okay, so you'll see how I'm gonna tie it all up.
Okay.
So one day I get invited by my good friend Greg. He's like, hey, dude, you want to come watch a screening with us? I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I'm off already. He's like, yeah, yeah, come. I was like, oh, my friend is a director. Like, it's just gonna be us three in the screening room. Okay, it's fine. I don't care who it is. Let's just go.
Yeah, yeah.
It was fucking Jordan Peele, right? The
Okay.
guy who made Us. And okay, so we're
Yeah.
watching literally us three, Jordan Peele, my friend, and myself, in a screening room watching Nope while it wasn't even fully done. So we were watching the actors, and then like the whole background was great. I was like, "What am I watching?" Like I already knew it wasn't done. We're watching a rough cut, but then I go to the guy that's putting the film, and then we go back to the Dark Knight. He's all like, I was like, hey sir, like what's your name? I'm Brian. Nice to meet you. I work for this department. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, I've been here 35 years. Like I just run film. He's like, it's not like I used to be. The one guy I liked that I worked with a lot was Christopher Nolan. I was like, no way, you got to work with Christopher Nolan. He's like, yeah. And then he had his crew, the Dark Knight jacket on, the older gentleman.
Oh,
He's like,
sick.
yeah. Christopher Nolan's probably like the only guy that actually uses film in his movies rather than digital. I was like,
Whoa.
no way. He's like, yeah, like now the way we used to run movies is we change the film and we roll it and stuff like that. Now it's just a quick cassette, boom, and we call it a day. He's like, if you really pay attention to The Dark Knight, you'll see how clear it is because of they use actual film. I was like, I never noticed that. He's like, yeah, like streaming and this and that, like it won't compare to a 4K movie. I was like, dang. I was like, he's right. Like
Yeah.
this is like the way stuff has been evolving and all this stuff. It just shows you how like much stuff has changed, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a massive like my second love. So Star Wars is my first love. My second love is Batman. I'm a big
Yeah.
Batman geek.
Mm,
And it's funny because when people ask me who my favorite Batman is,
yeah.
I give them an answer that they're probably not expecting because I read the comics and stuff.
Okay.
For me, it's Ben Affleck.
Dude,
The
that
reason
guy. Hmm.
the reason is because like in the comics, the Batman's a big guy. Bruce Wayne is a big, broad
Big ass.
shoulder,
Yeah.
just yeah. Ben Affleck fills that. Now, it's not my
Dude.
favorite Batman movie, but portrayal of Batman Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck.
Okay, we're gonna go off Star Wars for a little bit, but I'll give you a quick story about Batman. So I get invited. So the studios are in one city, right?
Yeah.
My manager's like, hey, get in the car. Like, I'm gonna take you somewhere really cool that you're only allowed to get invited to. I was like, oh shit, I know where we're going, asshole. So yeah, we're gonna take like a 15-minute drive. We're going something valley. I mean, can't say where, but
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and then we pull up. I was like, no way. I'm like, this is where everything's at. Yeah, these are the archives. I was like, dude, why is this so shitty? He's like, well, the studio's trying to blend in. They're not trying to put big ass archives. Come on
Right.
in, dude. I fucking walk in there, bro. Dude, I walk literally into a bat cave, my guy. Okay, I'm talking about. I walk in. Keep in mind, the room is 50 degrees. You're like, well, Brian, why is it 50 degrees? Well, it has to stay cold to preserve the original costumes.
Dude.
Okay, so I'm looking at Michael Keaton, which is really short. I'm
Yeah.
looking at Val Kilmer. I'm looking at George Clooney. I'm looking at the new Michael Keaton one. I'm looking at Robert Pattinson. I'm looking at Christian Bale's all costumes all around. I'm looking
Whoa.
at the back howls that were actually worn by them. The Ben Affleck one. Boom. I was like, oh shit. Dude.
Dang.
I'm actually gonna personally send you a video of
Okay.
like the actual Batmobile. Like, dude, it
Yes.
looks sick, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also, that's the other thing about Ben Affleck's that I love too. So I'm a big fan of the Batman Arkham games.
Oh,
And
dude,
like the
yeah,
Arkham Knight, the Batmobile, the way it turns into a
yeah,
tank and stuff,
yeah,
like Ben Affleck's Batmobile felt like the Arkham
yeah,
Knight
yeah.
Batmobile.
Oh, I
It was
actually
really
have a
cool.
video of that one too. Fully
Oh,
functional.
sick.
Fully
Bro.
functional. So uh, that those are fully functional. The one that tripped me out was Michael Keaton's 89.
Yeah.
So when he's driving, the car's stiff, right? Have you
Yeah.
noticed? When it does turns, it does it like so stiffly. Why?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't know this. The motor and the body of it is actually a golf cart. They just build a shell over it. That's why it has no shocks. Yeah.
Wow. I
That's why
didn't
in the
know
second
that.
film, that's when the second film they raise it up and then that's when he does a turn, right? And Batman Returns. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know
That's
that.
cool.
And then so when I visited the archives, the fucking Batman 89 car was plugged in. I was like, oh shit, this shit's electric. I was like, when did Elon Musk come here? He's like, no fool, he's like, no fool, that's a fucking golf cart. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, look. I was like, holy shit.
That's
Why?
crazy,
Because they
dude.
had to build it so fast for production.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude.
dude, trust me. I'll send you some questions, bro.
Yes, that would be sweet. I'd love that. And it's cool too, because so that's my favorite Batman like
Mhm.
portrayal with
Yeah.
that. But my favorite overall like Batman like movie was the new Batman because it felt like an Arkham game. It felt like mixed with like the animated series from the 90s. Like it
So
just it,
it was like mob, right?
yeah,
Oh, dude.
it was so good. And Paul Dano, who played the Riddler, did such an amazing job playing the Riddler.
It's
So
funny
good.
because yes, you're 100% true. But the every time I see him being the Riddler, it reminds me of the goofy guy that came out in the from the Girl Next Door.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? I'm just
Yep.
like I can't unsee it, but dude, he did such a good job.
He did. Yeah. And
He
I
did
love too
such an
that
amazing job.
everything in that movie that like I'm not a fan of necessarily Robert Pattinson playing Batman. I don't think he's the greatest Batman, but like
He did a good job.
the
But yeah,
he yeah. But what I liked about it was everything that he has, he made. And that's
oh,
true Batman, right? True Batman is everything that he has, his Batmobile, everything is a one of one because he made it. He put it together. And
yeah,
that's the one thing that rubbed me wrong about the Dark Knight trilogy, as
yeah,
great as it was. Don't get me wrong.
yeah,
Like the Dark
yeah.
Knight trilogy is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
But everything that he had was Wayne Tech stuff, which is why they have the tumblers and stuff. That's not Batman. Batman's got a 101. You will
I'm
only
gonna
find that one spot.
I'm gonna send you a video that I never showed anyone. I'm gonna show you a video of them pulling up into the to production with the Robert Pattinson car, bro.
Oh, yes. I love that scene.
Just I was like, oh, bro, I had a fucking
Yeah.
nerdgasm, which is
Yes, 100%. And dude, I remember
yeah,
being in the theaters for that in IMAX, right? And you're sitting there and like the
well, that's the thing, though,
jet,
and,
you're like,
and we go back to like one of the first stories we talked about on your show is that I wish I would have enjoyed it. Granted, I worked on it. I wish I would have enjoyed it just as much as you enjoyed it because
yeah,
I saw it when it was 4 hours. I saw it again. I saw it when it was being cut. When it came to the final cut, I was just like, yeah, well, I already know what's gonna happen. It sucks. You get me? That's the
yeah, yeah,
beauty and that's the gift and curse when it comes to working in that industry.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a bummer. Yeah, it kind of
Uh,
ruins things for you
what
in
about
a
horror
sense.
movies? Are you into that? I'll give you a quick story if you like horror movies.
I'm not a huge horror movie guy, but go ahead. I'll still
Okay,
listen. I
so
love
check this
stories.
out. Where's that from?
I'm trying to think.
You probably can't tell, but that's The Exorcist.
Okay,
That's the priest when he's about to go do the exorcism on the guy, right? I mean, on the little
gotcha.
girl back in the 73. Same day I saw the Bat Cave. and all
Yeah.
that stuff, I saw something. So that day, I was with my manager, and we just got down watching the Batcave, and then dude, I started going like this. I'm like, why is my hand sweaty? And I started scratching it. And I was like, why is it itchy? They have racks and racks and racks of props and they preserve everything that's been there for 100 years. And I'm like this, and something from my corner of my eye, brother, I look up, and it's the statue of the demon that was used in this film, looking dead at me. Yeah,
Whoa.
bro. I was like, dude,
All right, I
yeah,
need to get out. I'm gonna go wait in the car.
yeah,
Like,
bro. It was weird, but it felt like an energy was just like watching when I was there. It's just like, whoa. But then you got to think about it. Most of these stuff has been around for 100 years,
yeah.
and they have everything. The Freddy Krueger hand, they got, you know, Annabelle doll that was used in the production. I was like, well, gotta
Dang.
you mess with this kind of stuff, you're bound to get something.
Yes, absolutely.
But dude, it's such. I could go on and on about these stories, bro. But dude, it's like, honestly, if you ever make it down to LA, bro, and I keep telling the guys, I'm like, dude, make it down to LA. Fuck it, I'll take a day off. We'll go have lunch, and I'll take you around the studios.
Oh heck yeah, dude. We're planning this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Whenever you have free time, bro. No worries.
yeah.
As long as I
Heck
don't
yeah,
get
dude.
fired. No, I won't.
Always,
Every
I'll
once in a
make
while.
sure before I book the ticket, I'll just be like, "Hey,
Mm.
you're still at the
Hey,
studios, right?"
Kathleen Kennedy didn't shoot your ass, right? I'm like, no, not yet.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
no,
Yet
not
being
yet.
the key word in that sentence.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, dude. Well, I appreciate you being on. I've already taken an hour and a half of your time. I don't want to take up too much.
Oh, bro, this was see when an hour and a half, I didn't even realize it. Like, just I'm looking at it now, but actually that comes to show you how when you have interactions and when you connect with people and you don't get to see them physically, but you guys share the exact same stuff, like time goes like
Yes.
this, bro.
It does. It really
Yeah,
does. Like I didn't realize
yeah,
it too either until I looked up and I saw it was like an hour 25 a few minutes ago,
yeah,
and I was like, "Whoa!"
yeah, bro.
Um, so,
We'll
but
we'll chat it up again, brother.
yeah, absolutely.
We'll chat it up
Um,
again.
with that Obi-Wan plaque that you mentioned, so right now, um, the Obi-Wan that you said you had signed,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's not a plaque. That's
or is it a
the
card?
four. No, no, no. It's the top of the 4K movie.
Oh, sick! Heck yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. So with that, I do appreciate you being willing to do that. That's,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
dude.
that's pretty sick.
I gave the other half to Tony, and he gave it away right away. He thought I
Sick.
was bullshitting until I sent it to him. He's like, "Oh shit, he's for real."
So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do is I'm on the road to 500 right now. I'm a little over halfway.
Okay.
And so I'll do a giveaway for that at 500. So,
Yeah,
um,
bro. Well, I got some cool stuff. Well, I'll send that alongside with your cup, bro.
heck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some cool shit that I have that I'll probably throw in there for you, man.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that, my
yeah,
guy. Like that's dope. You
yeah.
don't have to do that, and I know, like that's so
And you're
cool that you
helping
do
me
that.
out. At the end of the day, I'm getting real shit.
For me, it's gonna be you'll see it on my podcast. It'll be up here. Like it'll be
Cool, man. Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
which
So,
is dope for me.
quick story. So, I have a lot of more master replicas just scattered around the house
Okay.
in boxes. So, what I have planned is to make a tough shed outside, like an 8x10,
Yeah.
in, insulated hardwood floors. Fucking put cameras in there, make sure everything's set up, dude. That's gonna be my master replica slash Star Wars thing. That's what's coming for me, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's dope. Are you gonna
yeah,
put like a little studio in there too, so you
yeah,
can
yeah,
do
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
interviews and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Heck yes, dude. Heck
That's
yeah, dude.
that'll be seriously dope. Make sure you get everything in the background so it's just
Oh
all your
yeah, bro. And
yeah.
then I have so much shit from like working on these shows and movies from like Star Wars, Mandalorian, like stuff that they gave us, posters, sign. Oh, dude, I got so much shit.
That's cool, dude. I love it. I can't wait to see it all up on your walls and stuff, dude.
Yeah,
It'll be
man.
sweet.
Dude, I got like fucking look at this big ass shit. I can't even display it. It's
Bro,
just hanging
that
around
is
somewhere,
so
you know?
freaking cool. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Dude, I got
Bro,
just shit lying around everywhere.
I love it. I
Yeah,
love it. Well, I appreciate you sending me some stuff, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
bro.
wait look to see what all you throw in the box.
I'll throw some cool shit, but make sure you use that
Okay.
cup, man.
I will. Oh, 100% will. You got no, like I said, I will send you a picture when I go to the movie. It'll have my lightsaber in one hand and the cup in the other.
Yeah,
So-
bro, definitely, man. And let's see who chooses our ass in your comment section later.
Right? That's okay. I'll defend. I'll have a reasonable discussion with them.
That's all right.
So,
Nothing hurts me.
yeah, sweet. I appreciate it.
bro.
Like I said, guys, for those watching, once I hit 500 followers, 500 subscribers on YouTube, we will be giving away a Ewan McGregor signed copy of is it the Obi-Wan Kenobi show?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Heck
Hey,
yeah, dude.
trust me, legit. I have the video. I got everything. He signed it himself. My uncle didn't sign it. I'll tell you that. Don't worry. You and
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much, Brian. Remind people again where they can follow you on Instagram and all that.
Instagram. You can find me as Bryant_collectibles. TikTok. I just do fun shit on it. I'm just mainly on Instagram.
Okay.
You know,
Cool.
Anybody has questions, feel free to DM me. If I don't reply back, and if you want to chew my ass, then let's do it.
He's a busy man, guys. He's a busy
Yeah.
man. Thank you
Let's
so
do it.
much, Brian. I
Dude,
appreciate it again,
definitely.
dude.
It's
We'll-
such an honor. And again, sorry that we took a long time to get here, but we made it happen, bro.
We did, and it was an awesome episode. So
Oh,
maybe we'll schedule eventually a part
Part
two.
two,
So
if we don't get canceled.
yes,
Yeah.
even if we do, I don't care. We'll do a
Yeah,
part
fuck
two.
it, yeah.
Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah,
So
let's do it, bro.
thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it, and may the force be with you always.
Another happy landing.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
He's no good to